Hi friends, today we're going to read Bug Safari. The author of this book is Bob Varner, and he is also the illustrator, so he has both jobs. He draws the pictures and he wrote the words. He is super talented. The events described here actually happened to me. The things I learned are recorded to the best of my memory. We can still observe and learn from the great ancestors of the very ants I saw that day so very long ago. I was lost in a bug-infested jungle. One hot summer day, I was all alone, looking for a way back to base camp, when I saw a long line of marching black ants. Where could they be going? It looked like an ant safari. Was this the way out of the jungle? I decided I will follow. You see the black ants? In all of my travels, I had never seen anything like the ant safari. Some of the ants carried things to eat, such as leaves, seeds, or bits of other insects. The ant safari was in a hurry to get somewhere. The ants didn't even look up at the big dragonfly that buzzed over their heads. We headed deeper into the dark, unknown jungle. Look at him. See him carrying things? I crawled over rocks and through mud. I had to find out where the ants were going. The safari passed under flowers that were humming with honeybees, collecting pollen. Got him. Do you see him following them? I was measuring one of the ants with my ruler when the other ants zoomed past me and a slow-moving dung beetle. I noticed that the ants talked to one another by touching their antenna on the top of their heads. They all knew where they were going. We were moving quickly. But to where? And to what? I wondered. Where do you think they're going? Then I saw them ahead, red ants. The black ants were fighting them. The tiny red ants were fierce and bit the black ants. The black ants stood their ground and they battled for several minutes until the outnumbered red ants finally ran away. One of the black ants took charge. I called him the general. The wounded were treated, and the safari continued. Oh my goodness. I was baking in the sun. I had a drink from my canteen. Just one sip left. The ants became very excited. They had come upon a toad sitting in the middle of the path. Most of the ants ran around it, but a few of them got zapped. Why would they keep going with all of this danger? Where could they be going? Where are they going? Look, got zapped. Then I saw it. A giant green mantis in the bush above the ants. One of the ants was plucked up and eaten, but all of the others marched ahead. They passed under sticky spider webs and spotted beetles and noisy crickets that made a chirping noise as we passed by. I picked my way through the jungle. I had scraped my knee and I had cut my finger and needed medical attention. I bravely pressed onward, hoping I would one day see another human being. Oh my goodness. Do you think he's scared? all of a sudden, a hairy black spider pounced in front of the ants. The general led the safari around the giant, but I feared the worst. I hid my eyes and I ducked for cover. Then, with a swooshing sound, the spider was gone. I looked up to see its 8 legs wiggling in the beak of a robin. We were all safe for the moment. The general, he marched on. I was out of water, famished, and covered with bites. Then I heard a faint sound in the distance. I was perfectly still in the brush, so I could listen very carefully. Listen. A lone mosquito buzzed past my ear. Finally, I heard the call. A human voice. It was Base Camp. Who do you think called for him? Lunch was ready. To my surprise, I discovered where the ants were going. Where do you think those ants were going? Look, were they going to his lunch? Now I love a good safari, and so do the ants. They were headed to their picnic. Do you see his mommy had made him a picnic in their backyard? Look at that. So in this book, we learned about a lot of different bugs. And in STEM, if you're doing my STEM activities and my science activities, you're seeing I'm sending you activities about different bugs. So in this book, we learned about a stag beetle, a cricket, a dung beetle, a centipede, a mosquito, it says stink bugs and spiders. So maybe you can look up and find some other videos on some of these cool bugs. See you later, friends.